Freud was born on May 6, 1856 in Freiburg, Moravia, within the Austrian Empire. He came from Jewish family, and in 1873, Freud entered medical school. He was a neurologist until he is greatly influenced by Joseph Boya and John Matachuk, physicians who use hypnosis to treat patients with so-called hysterical syndrome. He then studied psychoanalysis. He died at the age of 83 on September 23, 1939, after 16 years.
The oral stage, age range birth to 1 year, mouth. During the oral stage, the infant's primary source of interaction occurs through the mouth, so the rooting and sucking reflex is especially important. The mouth is vital for eating, and the infant derives pleasure from oral stimulation through gratifying activities such as tasting and sucking. Because the infant is entirely dependent upon caretakers who are responsible for feeding the child also develops a sense of trust and comfort through this oral stimulation. The primary conflict at this stage is the weaning process. The child must become less dependent upon caretakers. If fixation occurs at this stage, Freud believed the individual would have issues with dependency or aggression. Oral fixation can result in problems with drinking, eating, smoking, or nail biting. The anal stage, age range 1 to 3 years old, erogenous zone, bowel and bladder control. During the anal stage, Freud believed that the primary focus of the libido was on controlling bladder and bowel movements. The major conflict at this stage is toilet training. The child has to learn to control their bodily needs. Developing this control leads to a sense of accomplishment and independence. According to Freud, success at this stage is dependent upon the way in which parents approach toilet training. Parents who utilize praise and rewards for using the toilet at the appropriate time encourage positive outcomes and help children feel capable and productive. The phallic stage, age range 3 to 6 years old. The phallic stage, age range 3 to 6 years old. Erogenous zone, genitals. Freud suggested that during the phallic stage, the primary focus of the libido is on the genitals. At this stage, children also begin to discover the differences between males and females. Freud also believed that boys begin to view their fathers as a rival for the mother's affection. The Oedipus complex described these feelings of wanting to possess the mother and the desire to replace the father. However, the child also fears that he will be punished by the father for these feelings, a fear Freud termed castration anxiety. The term Electra complex has been used to describe a similar set of feelings experienced by young girls. Freud, however, believed that girls instead experience penis envy. Age range 6 to puberty. Erogenous zone sexual feelings are inactive. During this stage, the superego continues to develop while its energy are suppressed. Children develop social skills, values, and relationship with peers and adults outside of the family. The development of the ego and superego contributes to this period of calm. The stage begins around the time that children enter school and become more concerned with peer relationships, hobbies, and other interests. The latent period is a time of exploration in which the sexual energy is repressed or dormant. This energy is still present, but it is sublimated into other areas such as intellectual pursuits and social interactions. This stage is important in the development of social and communication skills and self-confidence. As with the other psychosexual stages, Freud believed that it was possible for children to become fixated or stuck in this space. Fixation at this stage can result in immaturity and an inability to form fulfilling relationship as an adult. The genital stage, age range, puberty to death, erogenous zone, maturing sexual interest. The onset of puberty causes the libido to become active once again. During the final stage of psychosexual development, the individual develops a strong sexual interest in the opposite sex. This stage begins during puberty but lasts throughout the rest of a person's life. Where in earlier stage the focus was solely on individual needs, interests, and the welfare of others grows during this stage. The goal of this stage is to establish a balance between the
These are the three psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud: the id, ego, and the superego. Id. The id is the most primitive and instinctual part of personality. It operates on a pleasure principle, seeking immediate gratification. The ego develops from the id and acts as a mediator between the id's impulses and the demands of reality. The superego represents internalized societal and moral standards. It acts as a conscience judging our thoughts and actions based on these standards and instilling feelings of guilt or pride. A shorter workout today and make up for it with a longer session tomorrow. Example, skipping a workout. The id is that I want to skip my workout because I feel lazy and just want to relax. The superego is I shouldn't skip the workout because it's essential for my health and discipline.
Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, proposed the topographical model of the mind, which divides the psyche into three distinct levels: the conscious, the preconscious, and the unconscious. This model, developed in the early stages of his work, provides a framework for understanding the different levels of awareness and their influence on human. The conscious mind represents our current awareness, the thoughts, feelings, and perceptions we are directly experiencing at any given moment. It is like the tip of an iceberg, visible above the water surface. For example, right now, you are consciously aware of reading this text, the sounds around you, and perhaps even your own breathing. This level of awareness is constantly changing as new information enters and leaves our conscious focus. The unconscious mind is the deepest and the most hidden level of the psyche, containing repressed memories, desires, and impulses that are inaccessible to conscious awareness. It is like the vast majority of the iceberg that lies beneath the water surface. Freud believed that the unconscious mind is the deepest and the most hidden level of the psyche, containing repressed memories, desires, and impulses that are inaccessible to conscious awareness. It is like the vast majority of the iceberg that lies beneath the water surface. Freud believed that these unconscious contents, often stemming from childhood experiences or traumatic events, exert a powerful influence on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors even though we are not aware.